make a start now, guys. So, welcome to this Pilates session on a fairly miserable rainy day or evening. What we need to do first of all to start off is make sure that we get ourselves into neutral spine and that we pull our tummy button in and we get our spine into the right position. Okay, because this Pilates is all about small movements, fluid movements, but controlled movements as well. And it's all about using your core. So, first thing we need to do, as always, for those of you that have been with me before in a Pilates class, we need to rock backwards and forwards a little bit and make sure that our toes are pointing forward. So they're not splayed out, our toes are pointing forward and our heels are pointing back. And rocking backwards and forwards, just try and get the feel of your big toe, your little toe and your heel firmly implanted in your mat or your carpet or whatever you're standing on, whether it's a bath towel or whatever. Okay, hopefully it's not a hard surface because that's not going to be great for your knees. So rock backwards and forwards, keep your knees soft now, guys, and start to pull your tummy button in towards your spine and your shoulder blades down, and imagine you have a piece of string coming through your head and pulling your head up towards the ceiling or the sky or wherever. I don't know if you're inside or outside, but I'm guessing you're inside unless you're abroad. So what we're going to do now is we need to rock backwards and forwards with our pelvis. So we're tilting our pelvis backwards and forwards until we find somewhere in the middle, and that will be our neutral spine. So it's not with your bottom sticking out or with your hips facing forward. Your hips and your pelvis should be aligned. So for me, my neutral is about there. It's something you have to feel yourself. It's really difficult for somebody to show you what neutral is. But as always, I take my index finger, my middle finger on both hands, pop them either side of my tummy button, and when I cough, I will feel my muscle contract. And I know then I'm in neutral spine. Now that made everybody laugh at a live class I did outdoors last week because they said we're all here coughing and none of us have got coronavirus, so you didn't have to worry about that. It was just one of those moments. So you're in neutral spine. Again, just check your shoulder blades are going down towards your back pocket and that your tummy button is pulled in for the whole of the class, and I will remind you of that. So let's start off with our head. Let's get our head mobilised and start warming up our neck muscles, okay? So as always, right ear to right shoulder, back to the middle, left ear to left shoulder, back to the middle, right ear to right shoulder, back to the middle, and we're going to do a couple either side. And I did a Pilates class recording today, and even I can still feel that that muscle is a little bit tight. So this is something you could do on your own whenever, if your neck muscles or your shoulders are feeling tight. Okay. So now when you take your left ear to left shoulder, just take your hand up and just pull a little bit on your head. Now when you're doing this exercise, your head doesn't need to be forward and it shouldn't be back. It should just be over that shoulder. So just pull a little bit. You'll feel an extra little bit of pull coming down into your deltoid muscles here. Okay. So then over to the other side. So right ear to right shoulder and just a gentle little tug. Just to pull a little bit and lengthen that muscle just a tiny bit more than it would if you were just doing it ear to shoulder. Okay, and now we're going to look over our shoulder. So just look over your right shoulder, turn your head as far as you can, make sure your hips are still facing forward, back to the middle, because this isn't moving about your body, it's just moving your head. Okay, back to the middle, over your right shoulder, as far as you can see, back to the middle, and one more over the left shoulder, and then back to the middle. And now we're going to move on to our shoulders. So we're going to take our hands up onto our shoulders. We're not having our elbows dropping down or pointing up in the air, they're just sort of parallel. And we're just going to do some shoulder rolls, just some gentle shoulder rolls. A few backwards, and then a few forwards. Okay, and now we're going to do some shoulder shrugs. Bit of a tongue twister that, isn't it? So we're going to take our shoulders up towards our ears and then we're going to drop them down, but we're dropping them gently. It's controlled movements, as I said earlier. So shoulders up and then shoulders down. We'll just do a couple more of those, being really aware that although we're exercising our shoulder joints here and starting to work our upper back muscles, we're focusing, we're using our core, so we're keeping our tummy button pulled in towards our spine, and we're keeping our shoulder blades down. So one more up and one more down. And now we're going to do what we call dumb waiter. So you put your hands out, again they're not up or down, you're balancing a tray here, okay? So you're just going to open your arms and then bring them back in. And then open them again as far as you can go and bring them back in. Okay, and again this movement is just coming really from the hinge of your elbow. But it's really good, you're keeping your upper arms tight to your body, and that's really helping to work those muscles too. Okay, so another dumb waiter. And then we're done. Arms down by your side, and now let's just work our wrists. So we're just going to do, first of all, our left hand. So we're just doing some wrist circles and some back the other way, just to start lubricating those joints, and then the other way. We often forget our wrists and our ankles, I feel, in all sorts of exercise. So it's really good in Pilates to think about every single muscle, every single joint, and make sure that we're actually working them. Okay, so those are our wrist circles. And then my favourite latest exercise is palms up, palms up. So we're just literally putting our palms up in the air, and then we're turning our arms around and our palms are going up behind us. Now if you can only get to that, that's fine. It does come with time. And this is an exercise that you'll really feel the benefit of. It really does work those upper arm muscles. So palms up, palms up, palms up, palms up. And then down by your shoulders, by your sides. And we're just going to do floating arms. So you're just going to take your arms and bring them up. So you're just floating them all the way up, like a ballerina, and then all the way down. You do 2 or 3 of those, so floating them up with your palms faced outwards, and then down, turn the palms down towards you. So palms out, float your arms up, turn your palms round, and float them back down. Let's do 1 more of those. Floating arms up, and floating arms down. So we're now going to go into our, before we go into our roll down actually, we're just going to exercise our ankles. We're just going to go up onto the ball of our feet, and we're just stepping through the feet, okay? So up onto one ball, foot goes down, up onto the ball of the other foot, okay? So we're just stepping through those and loosening up our ankle joints and strengthening them as well. Okay, and then we're going to go into our roll down. So I'm going to turn to the side. Now when you roll down, for you guys, go to the foot of your mat, okay? Because when you roll down on the 5th roll down, we're going to go into a position where you need your arms quite far forward. So if you're halfway along your mat, your arms will be down on whatever the surface is in front of you. So we're just trying to use the mat here, which is why I sometimes say to people, if you haven't got a mat, use a bath towel, because that's about the same size as a mat. So we're going to put our arms out, and we're going to make an exaggerated roll down, and we're going down really, really slowly. Our legs are still hip width apart, our tummy button is pulled in tight towards our spine, and just go down as far as you can. And then take a deep breath in through your nose, and then exhale through your mouth as you come up. Slowly, slowly, slowly is the trick, because otherwise you can start to get a little bit dizzy. We're going to do 3 of these actually. So round your shoulders, drop your chin, and roll down. Okay, really good exercise for your spine. This is, you're curving your spine. Something we don't do very often in normal life. So now up, so breathing through your nose, and then exhale through your mouth as you come up. When you get to the top, pop your shoulder blades down towards your back pockets. Make sure your tummy button's pulled in. Deep breath. Drop your chin slightly and roll down. And when you get to the bottom, guys, I want you just to hang like a rag doll just for a few seconds. Okay? Making sure you're still balanced so you can still feel your big toe, your little toe, and your heel implanted in the mat. And what you're going to do is you're just going to walk your hands down into what we call down dog. Okay, so your shoulders now should not be up around your ears, they're still back. Okay, your hands and feet are sort of hip width apart. Your head is in the middle of your hands, and if you can get your heels on the floor, great. If you can't, that's absolutely fine. And from there, we're going to walk further forward, as I said, so my hands are at the front of my mat, and I'm going down into plank. Now this is a really good exercise for the whole of your core, especially if you're pulling your tummy button in, and just squeeze your bottom so your glutes are working as well. So your hands are working hard, your arms are, your legs are, and your core. And then drop down gently onto your knees. Have your knees far wide apart. Drop your bottom back towards your heels and just put your arms in front of you and rest your forehead just on your mat to rest for a couple of seconds. So you're looking for that sort of position. But if you're more flexible than me, your bottom will actually be on your heels. Mine isn't, okay? So just into child's pose for a second. And then if you lie on your tummy, I'm going to just turn around for this exercise here. So just lie down on your tummy. I want your hands in sort of a V shape in front of you, or a triangle. And we're just going to do some leg kicks. Okay, so you're going to kick your leg towards your bottom, and then you're just going to pulse it for 3 times. Okay, so that leg goes down, you now bring up the other leg. So you bring it up and you pulse 1, 2, 3. So that each time you're getting your foot nearer to your bottom. So leg up, 1, 2, 3. If you can connect your breathing, that's fantastic. So you inhale through your nose as you prepare for the exercise. And as I'm exhaling, my leg's coming up and I'm pulsing 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's now going down, and we'll do another one. So leg up, 1, 2, 3. Now I want you to carry on with that exercise, but come up onto your elbows so that you're more in a cobra sort of position. So you're up quite high. This is really good because it strengthens your back as well as working your legs. So again, you just bring your leg up, and 1, 2, 3. Leg down. Other leg up towards your bottom, 1, 2, 3. And down. And if you can connect your breathing, that's fantastic. But just doing the exercises is brilliant. It's a little bit difficult for me to control my breathing, talk and exercise, so just bear with me. So leg up again, 1, 2, 3. And we'll just do one more with the other leg. Up towards your bottom and pulse it. 1, 2, 3. Fabulous. We're now going to sit up and do some more exercises on our mat. So I want your knees bent, legs hip width apart, and I want you to really sit up on these sit bones. So you're sitting up straight. Because we've changed position a couple of times, check you're in neutral. So if you need to sort of tilt your pelvis a little bit, then do. Pull your tummy button in, and we're just going back. So arms out in front of you, and just roll back a little bit, not too far. It really should just be that you're using your ab muscles now. So your arms are relaxed. You don't need to do this. I'm just showing you. Your arms are relaxed, and you've just gone back onto your lower back, and then pull yourself back up. And we'll do 5 of those. So 2. Hold it. You should feel your tummy muscles really working here. And up. And back. Can you feel them working? You might get a little bit shaky, but that's okay. So 3. Keep that tummy button pulled into your back. And 4. Fantastic, doing a great job out there. And up. And this is the last one. We're going to hold it for a couple of minutes. Okay. So just bear with me for a second and hold that. And then roll back. All the way until your head is down on your mat. Pull one knee in towards you and hug that knee. The other knee is bent. Then let that foot go flat on the floor and pull the other knee in towards you. And that's really nice just for a little rest. We're now going to do something called the 100. And I'm going to demonstrate this to you. So I'll do this exercise first of all. I'll demonstrate it and then you can follow along with me. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're lying back, knees bent, and then we're going to pull our head up and our legs are going to go in the air, and we're going to pulse our arms. So if you just watch me now, if I can do it. Usually when I'm talking and demonstrating, I can't do the first exercise, but let's go for it. So, the 100. So we're just pulsing like that. Now we're going to do 30 pulses. We're not going to do 100, so we're not going to do the full exercise. So as you bring your head and chest up, inhale through your nose and then exhale as you're pulsing your arms, and I'll count you through. Okay, so let's have a go, shall we? Told you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And go back gently. And then we're going to do that again. We're going to do 3 sets of 30. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are you with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back. Controlled. And then the last ones. So we'll have got to 90, which is pretty good for you guys. For me as well, actually, as you can see. So the last one, inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go back gently all the way. Hold on to your thighs if you need to save you dropping back. Pull your knees into your chest and do some little circles with your coccyx, with the very base of your spine, and then some the other way. A really nice spine massage. So that's our 100. Okay, we're now going to bring ourselves into a sitting position, and we're going to do some hip rolls. So for hip rolls, we're going to do them with our feet on the floor, and then we're going to do them with our legs in the air. So take yourself back gently, all the way. Just bend your legs and just let your knees drop out to the side. So you're rolling your hips. The top half of your body should not be rolling. It should not be turning. It really shouldn't. It stays still. Okay, so it's just the hips are rolling and the knees are dropping. Tummy button is pulled in and your shoulders and arms are relaxed. So well done, guys. Couple more. That's the middle. One to the side. Don't worry about how far your knees go down. That doesn't matter. Okay, it's just getting those hips rolling. So now we're going to bring up our right leg and our left leg. And we're just going to do some hip rolls with our legs in the air. Now when we do this, make sure that your lower back is actually on the mat, so that you haven't started to arch your back. And the best way to do that is if you need to bring your legs a bit further forward towards you, that helps. And also keeping that tummy button pulled in. So arms and shoulders are relaxed, and we're literally going to roll our hip and our knee to one side, hold it, back to the middle, roll to the other side. Make sure that your top half of your body isn't lifting too far off your mat. Over to one side. So you see, you're not going that far with these rolls, because if you did, your whole body would move. Can you see what happens? Okay, so it's all about controlled movement. And we'll do one more each side, and then back, and then the other side, and then back. And then pop your feet flat on the floor, and take one leg up in the air, and the other leg remains bent. Then I want you to turn your leg out, so your knee is out to the side. And we're going to do some tiny, tiny leg circles. Now, if we do them too big, our other knee starts moving, the bent knee. So again, this is all about controlling yourself, using your core muscles, making sure you're just moving from the hip, and that the leg is bent, that's bent, just stays bent. So now flex the foot instead of pointing, and you'll feel an instant pull all the way down your hamstring and in your calf. And we're just going to do tiny leg circles the other way, just drawing an O on the ceiling. Okay, keep doing that leg circle. That's fabulous. Then put that leg down and take the other leg up in the air. Turn your knee out to the side. Okay, you'll feel a stretch straight away, and you can feel your muscles all down the side of your leg, your abductors and your adductors. Okay, and your glutes. And just do some, point your toe like a ballerina. I did see somebody that had a very pointed foot, which was a little bit strange recently. So it's just pointing it like a ballerina. and doing your tiny, tiny leg circles, okay? And then flex, feel the change in the muscles that you're working, and just do some tiny circles that way. Okay, so that's our leg circles, and then we're going to put our leg back down. We're now going to do some, they're called C curves up. I don't know why I'm telling you what they're called because it doesn't really matter. So let's hip width apart, feet facing forward, not splayed out or in, okay? Tummy button pulled in, breathe in as you come up, okay, and then exhale when you're in position. You are just lifting your chest and your shoulders off the floor, off your mat. You're not aiming to lift your whole body, okay? So it's a tiny movement, so we're just coming up. Can you see how tiny that is? And down. So inhale, up and down. We're going to do 10 of these. Up and down. Well done, guys. Up and down, especially if this is your first one. Up and down. And again, we're using our abs and our core. So you shouldn't feel this in your neck or your head. So a couple more. And down. Up and down. Now I want you to roll yourself up into a sitting position. We're just changing positions slightly. And we're going to do the good old bow and arrow. I like this because it's all about rotation for the waist. So your spine is rotating as well. And it's good for the oblique muscles. So we just go into a bow and arrow position. So you're bringing one arm back as though you would be bringing a bow back. And you're looking over the shoulder. And we're going to do 5 each side. So let's start with our left side. And you move your body back as well. Sorry guys. So you're sort of rotating back and you're looking over that elbow and up. So back and up. Back and up. Back. So give a really good twist to your waist here if you can, and up. Back and up. But don't be tempted to go too far back. It's all about the waist. We're just using our arm to guide us. So another couple each side. And one more, just in case. And back and up. We're now going to roll back, slowly all the way back. And we're going to do some single leg stretches. So again, you bring both legs up, so one at a time, because that just helps with balance. Put your arms around one leg, for me it's my right leg, and stretch the left leg out. Doesn't matter if you're doing it the opposite way around. We bring our head up, so our head and our chest up, and we're just swapping legs. So we're going to do at least 10 of these, so on each leg. I'm starting counting now. 1, 2, 3. Really point out as you stretch. 4, 5. My counting's rubbish, isn't it? 7, 8, 9, 10. And then pull your legs in towards your chest. Pop them down on the floor. And we're just going to open both legs, so soles of the feet together. We're just stretching out our hips here. Okay, so just stretch out your hips. Just press gently on the inner thigh of each leg, just to give a really good stretch for this inside, the adductor muscle on the inside of your thigh. Okay. Now we're going to take one leg flat. So we're going to stretch. I'm going to stretch out my left leg. I'm going to take my right leg and bring it over my body, and I'm going to move my head the opposite way. So I've got one leg bent and pointed out, and my head is going the other way, and this is giving me a really good stretch all the way down my side. It's going to stretch my leg and help my glute muscles as well. So just stay there for a second, and then we're going to swap sides. So that leg goes flat, this leg comes into a kneeling position. I take that leg over and I just look the other way. and that's a really nice stretch. I can feel that all up here, so it's going into my back muscles and my leg muscles as well, and it feels like a really good stretch. Okay, we're now going to just stretch our hamstrings out, so one leg bent, one leg in the air. Now the leg that's in the air needs to be straight, so if you've got it too far towards your body, it may be that your knee's starting to bend, so take it back until the leg is straight. Point the toe in the air, pop your arms around the back of your thigh, and then what I want you to do is breathe in through your nose, and as you exhale, bring your leg a little bit more towards you. You're just stretching that leg, that hamstring. So inhale, exhale, pull it towards you. Can you feel that? I can really feel that in my leg. Okay, and one more, inhale and exhale. Sort of reminds me what it must have felt like to be on the rack all those years ago. Not that I remember that. So now pop that leg down gently onto the floor, lift the other leg up in the air. Okay, point your toe, arms around the back of your thigh. Inhale. Exhale and pull the leg towards you. And one more, inhale. Exhale and pull the leg towards you just a little bit. I can really feel that stretch. Don't let your knees lock out, by the way, guys, during this exercise. Keep your knees soft. Okay, so although it's not bent and your leg is straight, your knee is always soft in Pilates. That's it, to pop that leg down. We're now going to bring ourselves up to a sitting position. And in view of the time, I'm not going to do any side exercises tonight, but what we're going to do is we're just going to have a little bit of a stretch. So again, pop the soles of your feet together, stretch out and try and bring your body hinge forward at the hips, just a little bit. Just come a little bit forward, grab round your toes and bring your body forward. If anybody out there is really flexible and your head is down on the floor, I'm insanely jealous of you, but really well done. I'm going to bring my bottom towards my ankles just to give myself a little bit of a stretch. And now I'm going to take my legs out in front of me and I'm going to C-curve my back again. Pilates is a lot of, it's based on core muscles, but there's a lot of exercises in there that really help our back and our spine. So I'm just going to pull my arms in front of me. They're just hip width apart, so they're in line with my legs. And I'm just going to lean forward. So I'm curving my back here. And I'm curving my neck. And what I'm going to do, because we're sort of relaxing out of our session now, I'm just going to let my head go loose. Okay. Oh, that's a fabulous stretch. Okay. And then come back. And then just lunge forward a little bit again. And pull your arms, push your arms out in front of you and let your head go loose. Okay. Fantastic. We're now going back up onto our knees and we're going to go into our child's pose or relaxation position. So bottom down towards your feet, arms out in front of you. And you're just going to walk your arms over to your right hand side. And you're feeling a real stretch all along your oblique muscles. Here again, okay, so the side muscles into your arm. And then just make sure that if you're going towards the right, that your left arm is stretching and reaching a little bit more, because you'll now feel this in your arm muscles as well as your side. And then walk back to the middle and over to the other side. And again, if you've gone to the left, it should be your right arm now that's pulling out in front of you, and you'll feel that stretch all the way along, under your arm, along the side of your chest and into your waist muscles. And then lie yourself down. And we're just going to do a baby cobra. So we're just going to have our arms at the side of us, but we're not using our arms. Your shoulder blades are still down, shoulders are relaxed. Just bring your chest up and your head and just look at the front of your mat and down. And then another stretch, really good for your back, and down. Another baby cobra. And down. And then come up onto your knees, tuck your toes under the balls of your feet, walk your hands towards your feet and bring yourself up into a standing position. And we're just going to finish with a couple of shoulder rolls. Hopefully you've enjoyed this session and it's warmed you up a little bit. Maybe it's relaxed you if your muscles are tight. Maybe it's sort of got your heartbeat going just a little bit. Okay, Pilates isn't crazy cardiovascular exercise particularly, but some exercises do get the heart rate going. But as I said at the beginning, it's about lengthening and strengthening your muscles. So let's just do a roll down, not a roll down, a sweep down, sweep down, bend the knees, sweep back up, stretch, sweep down, bending the knees, back up and stretch, and the final one, down and stretch. And as you bring your hands down, pop your palms together and say with me, namaste. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.